And welcome along, ladies and gentlemen, to round 4 here in Miami for the VDRL Season 10. I am joined in the comms box alongside Nedzo and Yossi. So, Nedzo, how are you feeling?
I am feeling well today. We're here at a track which it doesn't produce the greatest of racing all time, but we don't know. It's VDRL, so it depends on if the drivers are in crashy mode or if they're in let's actually not have a safety car mode.
That is the interesting part as well for Miami. Quite a tight circuit as well. Yoshi, you're down in the pit lane today. I mean, a lot of tensions rising. We don't know what the weather's going to be, so obviously strategies are going to be a key part today, aren't they?
Yeah, strategies are going to be a key part because if it's going to be wet, intermediates, all wet can be a thing, but we'll see because the only people that's going to the weather condition are the drivers. We have no idea unless someone tells us the weather conditions. But then we've got around 5.2 kilometers over 19 corners, 3 DRS zones here. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen in the next 29 laps after qualifying now.
Well, yeah, after qualifying is the most important bit for the drivers. So let's remind ourselves of the championship so far. Tiaz Korsman leads us with 25 points ahead of his teammate, which is really looking strong for Red Bull this season. We knew they were going to be dominant as well. Just if they can hold it out. I mean, Nedzo, do you think they can hold it out for the rest of the season, considering these are quite a top duo?
Yeah, I think, well, they are like the bread and butter of VDRL standings nowadays. It's kind of like what Kevin and Toro were back in the day. But yeah, it's going to be between those two. I think that if Tiaz keeps on his streak of good results, I think he could get his second championship in a row quite comfortably. But then again, one bad race and he's instantly back to square one. So he just needs to be consistent. That's what all the drivers need to do, is be consistent in this points format.
And I mean, Remus and the Racing Bulls as well, the sister car of the Red Bulls, obviously 58 points behind the leader at the moment. So he's still got a chance as well. We're not even halfway over the season yet, so we've got plenty of time. But let's have a look at the constructors as well. Red Bull lead, 136 point lead there. So not trying to jinx anything, but I think they may have taken that one home. As Nezo was saying, they're a strong duo, those two. But the weather's, I mean, Yoshi, the weather's looking nice down there. So, I mean, it must be, well, I don't know, is it soft conditions or is it the mediums?
Well, at the moment it's dry, and we do see Kevin come on the soft compound tyre. I mean, obviously they're going to use the soft for qualifying. For the race, again, we've got no idea what the conditions are going to be like for the race, but so far dry, and Kevin is the first one on track in this.
So Kevin Van Dijk will be the first car out on track, as our stream Sally has paused for a bit. We'll be back on in a minute. But I mean, Nedzo, we are in some great action, reminding ourselves of the Canadian Grand Prix, and Yoshi as well. I mean, I wasn't at that one, so do update the viewers if they haven't watched or listened in what the Grand Prix was like.
Yeah, I have to ask Yoshi because I'm useless to that sort of stuff.
It was an interesting Grand Prix for the Red Bulls of TS and Kevin Van Dijk. I forgot the race result. I need to look into that real quick. Results from last week's race, if you missed it, TS won, and then Kevin got second, Melvin third, based in then Remus, ACM, looks like Toro in 8th, maybe 9th, Elite 10th. We had 4 disconnections. We had I'm not sure if we had a first 6 or a safety car, but we had a lot of action. Something with the get time penalties, but yeah, TS won by approximately 0.3 of a second in that race. So that's why it has pushed him up, because Kevin got pole in that race last week. But yeah, it's Red Bull 1-2. Red Bull are looking strong in this qualifying session. So far in this championship, can they continue it this evening? That's
interesting. That is, well, as you're saying, that is a question. That's a really close call there from the Red Bull. I believe of the Haas, he was trying to get by there. Too close to contact, but he really did manage to get the one out of the park. Now, Nedzo, your predictions for qualifying? I mean, it has to be one of the Red Bulls on pole.
Yeah, I think if it's not, then I will. Well, we're in Miami, Florida. What's famous about Miami? I will. the fake marina that's in the inside of turn 6 or 7. I can't remember which corner it was. But, yeah, it's going to be one of those two. Then third place, it could be any one of Toro, Remus, State Daisy, because he's on home turf. Any one of those guys could be thrown into the hat of what could be a good qualifying session. But we can see Kevin on board his lap at the moment. The only part of a circuit that's actually on a real-life road, and so they call it a street circuit. But now into this tricky little hairpin, followed by a flat-out left-right that means nothing to anyone. But we are coming up to the line, and it's going to be a 25.8 just to start us off, and that's a benchmark, but everyone else has got to try and reach for the rest of the session.
Daisy comes across the line. That's a 126.2, so he's a bit off the pace, isn't he? So he's not.
Ferrari 13. Yeah.
So State Daisy, he's definitely not off pace yet, but there's plenty of time remaining of this session to go. Next driver we're on board with is Tiaz Korsman, our championship leader, our reigning champion as well. So let's see what he can do as well. I actually didn't see if he was up there on his second sector time. He's now coming to sector 3. He's got traffic in front of him actually. There's a yellow flag. I think that was one trying to slow down, waiting by, but it didn't work out. Now as he comes up to the line, where is this going to put him so far? Will it be a provisional position? No, it won't. It's only third fastest with a 126.3. So missing out there quite a bit, which is a shame, and not really what Tiaz's pace is. But he did, well, from what I recall, he had a bit of a shocker in qualifying in Canada as well.
Yeah, he did actually. He had a bit of a shocker because multiple drivers were actually exceeding track limits in Canada. I can tell you he qualified 5th in Canada last week. But he made his way back up and he won, because I think I maybe disconnected. I'm not sure if there's another now it's never mind, so it was another Grand Prix, but that's his first lap. There's more to come. I feel like he can go faster, because 4/10 of a second, that's a bit of a gap between Kevin and Stay Daisy. And Kevin's a good driver around here. Everyone is as well.
Well, we do remember, Nedzo, the time where he did get a 7-time pole streak. So let's see if he can get that back up again. I remember, I think it was T.S. Korsman who did ruin it for him. Or maybe it was Ruben, who knows. But, you know, he's a man who's always stuck it on pole in most places, and he knows what he's doing on a quick lap. The race pace, on the other hand, never seemed to worked out for him. So it's just interesting to see whether he can do it again. Remus on a lap as well now.
Oh, that's pretty close. That was
bit of a slide there. And
that's going off, unfortunately. Almost caused the other side of P6 almost to crash into him. Maybe a bit of a scary moment there.
It was a bit of a tense moment. Toro to the top of the table, so 125.8 from him now. So he's set the benchmarker again. Kevin Van Dijk in the pit lane, watching and seeing what other drivers can do, waiting for this open track to occur again. Now Remus is really trying to push that car. Will he manage to put himself into the top 5? Currently only 10 cars have hit the grid or the start finish line and completed a lap time. So here he comes now up to a line. Where is this going to put him so far? Remus, third in the championship. He is only going to go 8th fastest, so plenty of time for him to recover. And there's a 127 from him as well. So he's got around 2 seconds, maybe more, just to try and find ACM though on a lap time. We know he's quick as well on the Aston Martin, and his teammate Nico Son, which I don't think is in here today. He has got traffic as well, of which seems to be the Haas. And the Haas, Yoshi and Nezo, the Haas gets sent into the barriers completely. That seems to be a big problem from that Haas, and he's got a 5-second time penalty as well.
ACM's front wing's gone before the chicane. I wonder if he's had a spin, because his front wing is completely off the car. But that's unfortunate. Like, the Haas, where else are you going to go? It's the tight corner, but that's not going to help him at all. But what happened to ACM though? Because he had a spin earlier on the lap. His lap time is nowhere near what Toro is for reference. So he'll come back into the pits, and well, he had to wait for a bit for that front wing to repair. But that's cost him at least a minute or two before we see him back on track again. For 10 minutes to go, we have another front wing's gone, and not Nathan. Has also in the pit lane. So a lot of guys coming into the pit lane now, because their first ones are pretty much done and dusted.
So Ruben Hertras on track has a bit of a slide there out of turn 2, actually affecting him a bit of a lap time now. Nedzo, I mean, the tyre, how long do you think it would take to warm up these tyres around the circuit?
Probably about a lap. I think a lap is just fine. But it's all about also not getting too much tyre wear, because you can get tyre wear on your outlaps if you're not careful, especially around the longer circuits with long sustained cornering like this one, especially towards the end of the lap. So he just needs to be careful. And I mean, Ruben had a very poor weekend in Canada. He needs to rebound from essentially being nowhere on pure pace. So if he can get a podium or a top 5, he'll be good.
It definitely will be. And look at that, Ruben is really trying to push that car to the limits as well. Eager just to get into that top 3 even with his teammate currently setting the benchmarker. He said he wasn't confident winning this Grand Prix, but now Toro may have a good chance of winning it. And the McLaren's already looking strong so far. Ruben Hertraz now coming down the back straight. He's only got about 2 corners left to go. Where can this put him onto the grid for today? There's still 9 minutes left in the session, so he's got plenty of time to re-go again. If anything did go bad, he's sliding a bit more, and just the grip up there is just not working well too much. But here he comes now across the line, and that's only 5th fastest from him there. So both behind he's just behind both of the Red Bulls there, so he's missing out a lot. But Kevin Van Dijk is back out on a lap time, and Nedzo, he's eager for that pole position, isn't he?
He will be for that pole position, no doubt about it. He's got the talent, we know it, and he's got the car underneath him. Going through this tricky section, he does have a car in front of him. I'll give him a tiny bit of dirty air, but through a slow section like that, it will not lose him anything. And he's, if anything, going to gain with the slipstream down this straight. So maybe that's what the Alpine was trying to do. But to the outside he goes. He will have. I think he'll gain about a 10th from that. But now we come down towards the hairpin. Very tricky traction zone here. He's got it all squared off though, and nicely done up to the line. What's it going to be for Kevin?
Oh,
and there we go, 25.7, sorry. And that is him already back up to the top of the table. So let's see what the rest of the grid can do as well. Toro will be watching that and realizing, well, okay, let me try and put another lap time. So I'm sure he can try and make his way up. But Kevin Van Dijk slowly setting in the lap times he wants to do as well. And his also Tiaz is still eager to get up to the top as well. Stay Daisy P3 still at the moment. Tiaz Korsman really trying to fight that car. Rode the curb a bit too much there, went straight on. So it didn't really affect him too much. We'll see what he is. He is up on his time there. So he is really flying now. Down the back straight he goes. He's got a bit of traffic in front of him, but it's still miles away from him. Can't affect him at all from this lap. And he probably won't pick up a slip through his tool from this one. But here he comes now into the last couple of turns. Let's see what he do. Locks up the front left, but it shouldn't do too much from him. And now comes up to the line. Will it be the proposition that he wants, the proposition he needs as well for this Grand Prix? Yes, it comes up to the line. It's not. It's only 3rd fastest there, and still missing out to Toro. So Toro is another man to watch out for this qualifying.
ACM's gone off. We have a crash. ACM is out for qualifying. I'm just going to say there's a grid penalty for, who is it now? I think it was.
It was ACM before.
Yeah,
it was ACM. Yes. Oh, okay. So we've got another one of not Nathan there as well. So 5 second time, he's coming left, right, and centre as well from him. It's not working well. Now Toro comes down the back straight. He's really trying to put this. He wants to get it on pole position. He's already on the front row, but that's not enough for him. He wants the inside line for the start of the race. Now as he comes up to the line, and someone has gone straight on as well towards the end. That's a Williams, I believe, coming out of that last corner. Now, here he comes up to the line. Let's see what he can do. Crossing it. He's still, and he's done it. 1:25.712. And Toro brings himself up to the top of the tables. He was a strong contender here. Now, let's see what Ruben Hertraz can do as well. Vastas, another driver who's quick. He used to be in the Ferraris last season. Is now in the Kick Saubers. Let's see what he can do with these guys as well. I'm sure he can bring them up. Our last year's Constructors champions are now trying to bring themselves back up to the top again. But he's really trying to throw that car in and out, in and out. Now, is he up in his sector time? I didn't see actually there. I can't tell you, he is actually. It's purple sector 2 there. So here he comes now down the back straight once again. And he's really trying to get this one. This is his first lap time, proper lap time as well. So here he comes now into the last turn. Let's see what he can do if he put himself into the top 5 or maybe even the top 3. That's the other bit he's wishing to do. Here he comes now up to the line. What's it going to be for Vastas? It is going to be 6th fastest from him there, 1:26.4. So pretty happy with that one as well. But he was just a bit squirmy, wasn't he, Nedzo?
Yeah, just not really hooked up to the car, going a bit too low in the gears, I think. And here's not Nathan. He's going to have a bit of a slipstream from the car in front. I mean, that gave Kevin the opportunity to get provisional pole. Obviously, he's now second. But I wonder if not Nathan is going to be... Well, he probably won't do the same, considering he's currently on a 1 minute 31. But he could do well, as the Haas does actually get in his way quite severely there. Contact made on the exit of the corner.
That's not the first time he's done that as well. That's about 3 times that Haas has been involved in those incidents there. So I'm sure drivers will be reporting it as well. ACM missing out on a few opportunities from a lap time from the Haas as well. Anyway, which I believe is Master AUF.
So he's front wing.
Yes,
and they're running out of tyres. If they
he's not.
This, they're going to run out of tyres.
Well, it doesn't seem he's trying to set a lap time now. Ruben improving his lap time, but it didn't gain many positions, sadly. So still, Toro leads us alongside Kevin Van Dijk on the front row. It's a 125.712 he's got to beat. Ruben Herdras has done many pole positions in history, Nedzo, but really it's not looking strong for him here, as he's already invalidated his lap time.
Yeah, it's just poor from him. Like, as I said, in Canada he was nowhere, and here, I mean, 5th place is not bad by any stretch, but he's about 6 tenths off a pole position. If you'd have asked me last season how far Ruben would have been off pole, I'd expect him to do within a tenth or two. So I don't know where his pace has gone, considering we were on the same game this season as we were on last. Whether he's just got slow, whether the guys around him have got faster, I don't know, but he's genuinely struggling. Here's Remus, he's P9 at the moment, currently on a 1 minute 27.0. And I mean, Remus is always a solid contender in the midfield and can occasionally get a podium or two. But we'll want to see him do a good result here. So, I mean, if he can get into the 126s, that would be an improvement as we come round the final corner. A little bit deep into that corner. You probably want to be a bit early on the brakes to make the car turn slightly easier. But nonetheless, it's P4. That's a fantastic job from Remus there.
Awesome job from Remus, and he's dropping Ruben further and further down the grid. Now, Ruben, I believe, is in the pit lane, so something's just not right with him at all. I mean, Yoshi, he's down by you. I mean, what's it looking at the moment?
I mean, I'm looking at his right hand. He has done 3 laps so far. His pace is nowhere. I mean, last week he even set a time in qualifying and also in DNF. So, like Nedzo just said, either he's gone slower or other people have gone faster. So he'll probably go out again with 2.5 minutes, but he's only got 1 chance left to go faster. But at the moment, his pace is nowhere.
It's definitely not somewhere at the moment, and that's for sure. But his teammate, though, on the other hand, is absolutely smashing it at the moment with a 125.712. 2 minutes 20 left to go of the session, ladies and gentlemen. And Toro is our current pole sitter at the minute. So, Stay Daisy also looking for a lap time. He's on an outlap on fresh set of soft tyres now. So, let's see what anyone else who comes out. Tiaz Korsman and Kevin Van Dijk. Both of them are out. So, let's see what they can do as well. I know both of them are going to try and work together using slipstream maybe with each other. But Kevin Van Dijk may be a popular one out here. But Toro is really the one to possibly get the pole position. Now, as we now start, and Nedzo will talk us through this lap here in Miami on board with Stay Daisy.
It's hard to at the moment, but I'll give it a go as we come up towards turn 1. Let's see if he hits the apex correctly. Nicely done over the curb, gets the car rotated, and through here you want to be as close to full throttle as you possibly can, but the car likes to twitch away from you. Luckily, he's managed to avoid all of that. Full commitment into the the left-hander, and then into the right. Nicely done there, and you just want to get all over track limits here and get it swinging for this left-hander, which is done nicely. Don't get too far beached on the curb on the right, otherwise you'll go straight into the outside wall. But he's now making his way down this long back straight, coming up towards the hairpin, using that ERS, using that top-end speed as we come down towards this tricky braking zone. Nicely done. 3rd gear, gets the car turned in. No wheel spin, no oversteer, no anything. Keep it tight to the inside of the right, and then filter your way into this tricky, awkward braking zone. A slight contact with the barrier, I believe, through the first part, but nicely done through the second, and gets the traction and momentum off of the corner. Could have probably gone a bit faster there if he'd have got the line slightly better, but that's pretty good nonetheless. Now coming down the long straight in towards the final braking zone. He's got that just about correct, hits the apex nicely, Gets on the apex well, gets on the right line and up to the line. He's been flat out, foot to the floor. It is P1.
5.645 is the time to beat at the moment. Toro, Kevin and Tiaz all on a lap time as well. The time is basically up for these drivers. This is their last chance to try and get this. So far, provisional pole position. Stay Daisy is so far our man on pole position, but can the other drivers do it as well? Tiaz Korsman really trying to get maximised all of the exit speed now. He is up on his lap time, coming down the back straight. Let's see what he can do as well. Kevin Van Dijk also is going to try and improve on his lap time alongside Toro. Maybe Ruben could do something as well, maybe pull a masterclass. But the pace surely isn't looking strong now as he comes into the last braking zone. And he's really locked up the rears a bit more there. Bit slow, but get back on the power on time. Straight up to the line now. Where is this going to put him? Is it going to be pole position? It's not. It's only second position there on the front row. Now, let's keep an eye on Toro. Let's see what Toro can do. This man is still, he's a 10th up on his lap time. So he's looking quicker now. Will he manage to beat Tiaz Korsman? And will he manage to beat Stave Daisy as well here for the qualifying in Miami? He's got traffic in front of him, though, and he makes contact almost with the Mercedes, and he still does it, and that's it. That is Toro's qualifying over now, and he's going to have to stay P4, and that's going to be a really big instant there. Now, let's see what Ruben can do as well. Kevin has crossed the line. He's capping in P4. Botti in P1 has managed to do it there. We missed out, but Ruben has managed to go P4, and he's only knocked out one of the Red Bulls, and Toro in P5 there. So Kevin Van Dijk P6, which is not looking good at all. But Botti out of nowhere has just set a pole position time of a 1:25.46, which is just incredible from him. And Nedzo, that's not what we're expecting.
Yeah, we were not expecting that. That's a fantastic lap from Botti. We've seen good pace from him. We saw it in Canada, but I don't think he's been that good with his lap times. That was incredible. So after being nowhere throughout the first part of the session, he's done that. Incredible.
It's something else for a lap time as well, and the fact he can manage to do that in such a suspense qualifying as well. But what a qualifying that's been. Botti is our pole sitter here in Miami for the Grand Prix Round 4 of VDRL. And, well, what a qualifying we've had, and that's really tense as well, wasn't it, I have to say. As we get the classification, Botti is our pole sitter, but he's got a 5-position grid penalty alongside Stave Daisy as well. So Tiaz Korsman is our pole sitter, actually, as well. Maybe not, if it didn't load. No, he is. Yeah. So Tiaz Korsman is our pole sitter. Ruben is second. Third is Toro. So he's still in the front row. Sixth. We'll just go in the order. 6th is Kevin, 7th is Remus, 8th Fastas, 9th Froby, 10th Lucek, 11th Genesir, 12th Osman, 13th Serban, 14th Notnatan, 15th Mick, 16th goes to
ACM.
Was ACM, sadly after a retirement from him.
And last was Master AUF, sorry, I should say Crashter AUF, considering what he was doing in that session.
I think that's what it really affected. But, I mean, gentlemen, we've got a good race coming, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
That time, that was his first. I know he's got a that was his only lap in qualifying, so I don't know where he picked that up somewhere. He had no lap time for the whole session, and then he picks up with that. But the Haas, for his name though, he made contact with so many drivers. He had a 10-minute penalty himself, so I won't be surprised if he gets a penalty for his, reckless driving in qualifying.
Well, that's definitely the other bit now. It's really going to be interesting. It's still dry conditions as well, Yoshi. So what strategies do you think looking at today?
Well, I'm presuming most of them are going to see mediums to hard, but there is clouds overhead. I'm not sure that's going to be enough for any rain, but some might equip going on hard to go to mediums, but I'll probably see most of them start on the medium compound tyre. The softs won't be touched unless we get a late safety car, and they just want to go on a fresh set of softs near the end. Then we'll probably see that, but more likely we'll see medium to hards over the course of this race.
And we will. That's the other question. Will we expect to see safety cars as well? This is quite a tight circuit, and errors can lead to devastation as well for these drivers. Now, so I'm sure we're ready to ready up soon. But Nedzo, what are your predictions for the race?
I think that we're going to see a Tiaz win, followed by Kevin, and I'll say Botti is my wild pick for third place.
So let's hope we can get a new third place as well through this grid. But here we go. The timer is up. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. It's lights out, going to go. Tiaz Korsman gets away now, coming into turn 1. Ruben Hertraz is going to try and make a move down the inside, and he's done it. The McLaren has taken the lead of the race already. Toro is just going to filter in behind, side-by-side action between Kevin and Botti. Botti really missing out a bit too much there, but it's really going to come up. No, he's gone up to P4 now, so an incredible start from him there, already overtaking the sister car there, and now he's going to try and set after Toro, but Ruben Hertraz, after having a disappointing qualifying, has now decided, well, has managed to get himself back up to the lead of the race. So maybe you just don't need that qualifying, and all you need is that race. As my stream is frozen.
So I'll keep going. It was those medium tyres that got him that extra grip off the line, and Botti also has those medium tyres on, so those two guys who made up those positions at the start were on the better rubber, and although they still had to do the moves, it was good as we see State Daisy now fighting with Remus, and he keeps the position over the V-Carb driver, and we're now entering this fiddly, tight section of circuit where you can't make any overtakes just yet, and we'll see, can the drivers make any moves onto the long back straight? I don't think we'll see any until DRS becomes activated at the end of this first lap, but Ruben has definitely held the advantage on lap 1 as Toro, I think, is going to shape for a move on Tiaz.
And now down the
side by side.
And here he goes now, he's taking second position now. It's now going to be a McLaren 1-2 as well. Now Botti is fighting with Tiaz Korsman. Tiaz Korsman is just dropping further and further down the back, but look at this, down the inside he goes, into turn 1, and they're almost making contact as well behind the McLarens. But Tiaz is not leaving this one without a fight, but still Botti on the outside line, Tiaz on the inside for the next corner. Now who's going to be out ahead? That is the question. Botti is just going to have to stay behind, I'm afraid, and Tiaz Korsman stays ahead as well. Yellow flag set to further back, sorry. And what's that for? Saban, who had a bit of a spinning there, which is shame of the Mercedes, so he's P18 at the moment. But the McLarens are having an absolute flyer, Nedzo.
They are having an absolute fire, and I'll tell you what Botti needs to do. He needs to get by Toro and Tiaz as quick as humanly possible. He's on the faster tyre compound. He needs to use those tyres, and he can't when he's stuck behind these guys. That's why he was so adamant to try and get by. And look, he's trying to go for the move now, but that's not going to work, my friend. You're going to get forced to the outside, and you need to go for a move when the DRS straight is available. But then Tiaz is going to have the DRS on Toro as well. So you need some battery, and that's what he's got in the back. Or he's going to hope that that's enough to be able to get past Tiaz in towards the hairpin at the end of this back straight.
Well, here comes the DRS train, ladies and gentlemen. That's the famous word here in VDRL now. As he now catches up, Botti's going to try and set a move now onto Tiaz, onto the late braking now. It's still going to be enough lock up there, and that's wide from Tiaz Korsman. Really losing the rear end there, locking up all the tyres, and Botti slots through into P3. We can see that move coming, Nedzo, but it was a driver mistake there from Tiaz.
It was a driving mistake. I usually wouldn't if there was contact, but no, I think he just locked the rears, and his rear axle was like, you are kidding me, I can't take that much load, and he's just gone wide there. That's a gift for Botti though, because now he's got Toro right in front of him, and he'll get the slipstream effect that Toro simply won't get from the car in front of him, not as much anyway, as there's contact and collisions at the back. Master AUF involved yet again. Are you surprised? I don't think anyone's surprised at that, considering his track record this weekend. But here's Kevin. He's right behind his teammate. Will we see some team orders in place at Red Bull? Maybe some, instead of multi-21, it's multi-45, because they're in 4th and 5th place here at Miami. But now Botti, here we go. Here he is making that move on Toro. There's contact, and I think he's gone wide there, but he's managed to keep the car in a straight line, and he'll go for it again into the next part of the circuit. But more crucially, Toro has kept up with his teammate Ruben, and that is Gensier not having the greatest of times there. He's going backwards, and he's got that car back going again. But yeah, that is some clumsy action at the back, but at the front this is starting to shape up to be a great battle, Will.
Is just so eager to get to the front of this grid, but the McLarens really won't go without putting up a fight now. Now State Daisy setting for a move on Kevin Van Dijk after both of them going off, but who is that? He's gone off. That's Tiaz Korsman. Tiaz Korsman is off the track and now gone into P7, and he is having an absolute stinker now. He's really missed out now on opportunities. He was fighting with his teammate. It was just never enough, and it was never going to work. But Tiaz Korsman now drops to P7 and behind Remus. Now that's not working well, but Yoshi, I believe in the pit lane, 2 drivers have got 10-second time penalties.
Yes, it was Dennis and Master. They both got penaltied 20 seconds actually for someone else. So yeah, With the drivers up the rear, 2 of them on soft, that is Master as Osman. Genocide has spin coming out of the pit lane due to cold tyres. Genocide hard, Master went to softs, and Osman went to high softs as well for the pit stop today. That's all I have for now.
Well, that's a very interesting pit lane report there as well from Botti, but Botti's now going to try and set a move as well. But Tiaz gets past Remus now. The V-Carbs are just missing out there, but look at that Botti all over Toro, and it's really going to work out well for Toro as well. Really getting his elbows out and defending as much as he can. But Nedzo, how much can Toro hold off?
Well, as long as Ruben is in front of him, I don't see any reason why, as long as Toro saves his battery, that he can't just stay with him. If these two want to lead in formation or they want to leapfrog each other, they absolutely can, and they're in the position to do so. This is the problem with DRS. It allows for these tactics and these games to come into play, but it doesn't seem like Toro is playing the team game at all here. To the inside he goes, on the worst tyres, bear in mind you, and he's up into first place. He's going to lead a lap here. This is, if Ruben gets overtaken by Botti now, I don't think he's going to be happy. They're definitely not going to be able to pull away as sufficiently as they were before.
No, definitely not. And look at that, Boti's still looking for a move that time as well. Boti's just so eager, even as medium tyres are really kicking in. Maybe Toro was working with Ruben and asked that maybe you could do the better defending and let me run off because I'm on the older tyre. Well, not older tyres, but the worst tyres, should we say, in this circumstance. But it's really not working well. But Botti seems to be dropping a bit and then gains, usually in the second sector, coming up to the left-hander in a minute, actually. So this is the interesting part of where he managed to catch up. But now the slipstream's working well for him this time. DRS also going to come in hand, but around the outside, Botti goes. Will it be enough to go ahead of him? It will be. Will it be enough to get ahead of Toro? Almost looking for a dive bomb. And will he do it? No, both look up. But still, Botti slots into P2. It's now a McLaren sandwich. And Nedzo, as you were saying, that is not what they were expecting.
It is not what they were expecting, and that was confidence on the brakes from Botti, not only to try and go for the move on the straight, but also in the corner. That shows that he's got a good command of his race car and that he knows how to make those things. That's Master AUF.
Right.
Yeah, I think we should just skip back to the battle for the race league, because I think he's trying to farm clips. I don't know what he's trying to do. But Botti's going for the inside into the hairpin, and that's the move for the lead, and he's got it. Toro tried to get a switchback, but that's a perfect car placement from Botti, and stayed daisy on his home turf down to 6th place. Gets overtaken by Tiaz, and Tiaz, he's having a rotter of a time, but yet he's still only a couple of seconds off the lead because of how close this leading group is. The only thing I'm worried about for Botti is because he's been stuck behind all these guys and he's been aggressively fighting for the lead, is that he may have chewed through his tyres. All he needs to do is get until around lap 11, lap 12, and he'll be fine. But if he's struggling to do that, he may have problems towards the end of the stint, and he may be overtaken, especially by Toro, who's on those easier to save in terms of wear anyway, and who will go into the go longer into the race anyway. He could be fine for now, but with the DRS and potentially ERS activated, I think he might be re-overtaken here by the Polishman.
Now Toro looking for a move down into the inside, but look at this, this is also Ruben and Kevin. Kevin is back up to the top, ladies and gentlemen, and he's gone up to P3. Ruben Hertras is really losing out and missing out now as well. He's now on the hunt for the other McLaren, and Toro is really not looking strong at all, but actually now, saying that, he is on the back of Botti. Botti has not got DRS this time, so can we see Toro making a move down the inside? But look at that, Kevin Van Dijk pulls away from Ruben, weaving down the back straight, but still, will it be enough? Side-by-side action. Will he do it? He will. And will it be enough? Who will be late on the brakes? That's the question. Now Botti around the outside. He's really not giving this position up at all, is he? And now almost being forced out to the barriers. But Botti's still got that inside line for the next corner. Will Toro keep it up as well? Now comes across the line to start lap 7. And what a fight that was. But Toro was the top driver who came on top of that. But now Botti not giving up on that position either. Still trying to make a move and lunges on Toro. But Botti is really the quicker driver out of these two. But it's just the DRS part that was playing in hand for these two as well. Now both the Red Bulls really trying to fight it out. Tiaz Korsman back up again, just trying to follow in his teammates' footsteps as well. But Ruben has missed out as well from him, has now dropped to P5. But Botti has just found this pace out of nowhere after having only one lap in qualifying, as Yoshi was saying. But Yoshi, as I was saying, ACM has dived into the pit lane as well. Was that front wing damage, or was that just a strategy?
Pinsuit was coming in for front wing damage. ACM, yes. ACM was in for front wing damage as well. He went on to the medium compound tyre. Oh, we got a spinner down at turn 1.
A spinner down at turn 1. Okay, we'll keep an eye on that for that one.
Well, but yeah, front wing damage 4. Or where we say, yeah, front wing damage 4.
So Toro is pulling away a bit more now, and we've got a back marker as well we're approaching. So Toro's going to get DRS either way, which is really going to play in favour, as well as the Aston Martin just gets away, and I believe that is ACM anyway. Now, or maybe F1 995, who knows. But dive bomb now from Boaty and Nedzo. Boaty is really trying to get off this racing line, but it's really not helping him at all, because look, he's oversteering like mad.
Yeah, he's just trying to scare Toro off the road, and he's got. I'll give it to him. He's got balls, but I think he's just going to tear through his own tyres by doing it. And unless, because he is scaring Toro off the racing line in some aspects, like for example here with Ruben and Stay Daisy, Ruben should have definitely left more room there. But I don't think it's going to work. Toro is not really a driver, unless his Wi-Fi or his electricity decides it's going to go kaput. He's not really a driver you can triton. So I think that Boaty needs to set into line and either go for the move and stay in the lead, or stop trying to send half-hearted moves, because eventually one of them, Toro's just going to turn in and they're going to make contact and he's going to spin out.
Exactly, and that's the last thing that these drivers want at all as well. But Boaty still sets after Toro. The gap 0.5 now, so ACM 129.5 there, so the new medium tyres are working well for him. But remember, after this, Toro will be moving on to the quicker tyres, but will Boaty manage to hold out on the hards? That's the other bit as well. I mean, with his current pace at the moment, I just don't know what it's going to be like on the hard compound tyres. I mean, Yoshi, what are your expectations for Boaty on the hard compound tyres?
Boaty, well, depending on this pace at the moment, I mean, lap time is falling off 132, 1.12 is last lap time, but drivers have been coming in for the mediums. Let's say, for example, Remus, he was on the mediums for 7 laps at the moment, so medium tyres might be starting to wear off though, so I won't be surprised if we see him in the pits in a couple laps time. So he needs to hurry up and overtake.
And deep goes Boaty there. Apologies for interrupting. Boaty goes deep completely, missing out not one, not 2 positions there. Well, it was 2 positions, sorry. And it's going to set also Ruben Hertraz goes through as well. So Stay Daisy also approaching. And that's a big mistake there from Boaty, which is a huge costly positions. And Nedzo, that can't be the tyres surely going already.
I mean, I don't know if it's the tyres going off or if it's him going off, because his style is clearly very balls to the wall. And I think that he might just have pushed that little bit too hard. I don't think it's that sort of the tyres going off, because I don't think they would around a track like this, not in 9 laps anyway. But I think I think he was pushing the envelope a bit too much, and he was always going to eventually he has now made up a position on Ruben Huerta. So he's clearly got the pace, he just doesn't know how to use it. He has buckets of raw pace, but he doesn't consider racing situations when he's doing these things. And I mean, this is why Toro, Kevin and Tiaz are around, because they have the pace, but they also have the race management skills that Boaty, for example, doesn't, because he's also now lost 7 tenths to the top 3 compared to what he was at the start of that sector. So now here's the 2 Red Bull teammates going at it, but nothing going into that second to last corner. But yeah, maybe those mediums are going off, but I doubt that's the reason why he went deep.
I have to say that, so if you look up at the sky now, those skies are getting pretty dark now from what it was at the beginning of the race. So is rain expected? That is the question.
I don't know. You'd have to ask the weatherman, or you'd have to go into a call and ask any of the drivers. But I mean, if it's Miami, if it's going to rain, it's going to pour it down, because it's so humid and so the climate is so wet out here. Even in the dry, the humidity I think is quite high. But regardless, this lead battle is back on, and Boaty is keeping up with these guys, but the annoying thing is he's going to lose out with the DRS, because they're going to have DRS and he's not. So he's got to work with Ruben here, if he can, to get back up to this leading trio, or hope for a safety car, or hope that they, on cold tyres or something, they will these other guys will struggle. I don't know. I'm clutching at straws here for any sort of comfort for Boaty, but I don't think he's going to get any, because he's still losing time even in the corners.
Yeah, still not pulling away from these Red Bull drivers, but Botti really is going to try and try and catch up where he can. But obviously, the hard compound tyres really are starting to kick in a bit more now with pace in terms wise. It's 2.4 gap, 2.3, just keeps flicking up and down there. So lock up there as well from Toro. That's a two-wheel one. But Stay Daisy now on board with. He's going to try and catch up to Ruben. But remember, Stay Daisy is, all three of them are on the medium compound tyres. And look, he's really struggling out there. Yoshi, I mean, he's really getting affected out there. And can we see the medium compound tyres? Obviously, we didn't say it a couple of laps ago, but now the pace is really showing from these drivers. It's dropped significantly.
Oh yeah, it's like down there. But yeah, like I said, the medium compound tyres, we see guys coming for 8 laps old, 9 laps old. I think what he's trying to do, he knows he's slow, but he wants to cover on the hard. But like you said, rain could be incoming. So either he hopes the rain's going to come down, but if he doesn't, because you can see Ruben is actually approaching him fast enough, but he needs to pit soon because his pace is slow, like Ned said, straight into the tight chicane under the flyover. So I obviously expect him soon. I would expect him to pit a lap or two ago, but he's just risking it. But we'll probably see him into the pits this lap, maybe next lap.
Well, that's the other bit, and we'll see these pit stops come in, and the in-laps and out-laps will be definitely crucial for these drivers, as it's so close from the top 3 here. And let's see what Botti can do as well, with an extraordinary qualifying as well. But now, Ruben Hertras is really trying to set after Botti, but Botti seems to get a better exit there at that turn, coming onto the back straight. So, the DRS may be in hand for Ruben, but it's still not going to get him close enough. And dive from there, going straight on as Tiaz Korsman. That's the second time he's done that now, Nedzo. And he's now dropped to P3. Luckily, Botti hasn't caught up to him, but that's 2 times he's done that.
Yeah, it's 2 times. I don't know what his game is, because he's doing that to his teammate. I get they're fighting for a title, but not fighting over first place. And the chance of him, for example, if he'd have been a couple of meters later on the brakes, there's a good chance he would have wiped out Toro there. And not only then has he lost out in the title battle, but he's lost out and gotten an extra penalty for crashing into another driver. He needs to keep his brain in check. He needs to keep his ego in check. He's doing what Kevin would have done in that situation, really, where he just constantly makes errors. And Tiaz, I mean, luckily for Tiaz, he's still in the DRS somehow. But he needs to watch out. And actually, as I say that, I think he might have just got out of it. Yes, he's just inside DRS range. But he's going to need to gain an extra 2 tenths on this straight. Serban has gone to the intermediate tyres, so there is rain on the circuit.
I am definitely seeing that, because I can see it on the driver's halo there as well coming on. So the race is going to get a bit more interesting now, ladies and gentlemen. And Yoshi, a question for you. Now the drivers are obviously coming onto the wet now, but are they going to stay and wait for this to get worse, or will they come in and take the gamble and hoping that it will become dry again soon?
Serban's gone too early. I would have waited at least until DRS gets disabled. So they'll be out a couple of laps because the track is still wet on the road, because it just started to rain like a minute ago. So I expect them to come. This is not played good at all for Botti. He hopes to for the race, because Ruben has come into the pit. So this is not playing good at all for Botti. I've got no idea what his plan is. But Ruben might be on intermediate tyres. As I say that, he is. So maybe Scratch Standing might go on intermediate soon on the long run. So Botti, he could, if he pitted earlier, he would have lost too much time, but he needs to pit now. But it might be too early though.
Ruben's taking the gamble now of an intermediate tyre. So let's keep an eye on him. Obviously, it's not going to be right now, but I'm sure it's not long if the weather keeps up like this. But as the track is still dry and it's still dry conditions, no DRS has been disabled yet. Anyway, Toro still leads us now on lap 13, and the gap behind him is 0.5. So these guys will be waiting it out and seeing what this weather can do. But Nedzo, do you really think that Ruben's throwing that away now?
Well, he's lost a second in the first sector nearly, or 7-8 tenths, and he's just constantly losing time after time after time. It's not ready for Inters yet, and that's what I gathered. But maybe Ruben, considering he was nowhere compared to the leaders, is acting as a guinea pig for Toro. That's an easy option that they could be doing, because he had a big gap to guys like Froby anyway. So he may be thinking that even by going on to the Inters maybe a couple of laps early, that he can still gain 5th place. But yeah, he's multiple seconds off the pace. on those tyres, and they're just not good enough. As Kevin and Toro, I don't think Kevin and Tiaz don't come in, Boaty doesn't come in. This is actually harming Boaty's race because he's on those medium tyres. Those tyres are not going to want to go 13 laps. They will be done and dusted by now. But as Froby comes in now, I'd suggest that Boaty wants it to absolutely chuck it down, because then he'll be able to put on a set of fresh tyres and be on level pegging or level playing field with everyone else around him.
That's the interesting bit, and hopefully, well, these drivers at the front, maybe for a safety car as well, just trying to wait out in the rain and not lose any positions as well, and seeing if they could go into the inters. Lots, about 3 drivers now moving on to the intermediate, so somewhat they're getting confident that this rain will get heavier and will last on the track. And we've seen that actually from the drivers on board with Toro earlier, coming the start finish. They were really losing the rear as well, so it's just going to be interesting to see what they can do throughout this race. Over the curb he goes now, but you'll see at the moment, if you go through Toro's lap times now, ever since this rain started, it's just got slower and slower and slower, I think, as well, because just he is losing too much grip as well from the rain. Caution further back, and that's Ruben. Ruben is out of the race completely. Will that be a safety car as he smashed into barriers? It's a safety car, yeah. And there we go. This is what we want. But Ruben sadly has missed out, and Froby there moving himself into the top 10. But this is really going to spice it up now, Nedzo, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, that's Crashgate 2.0 if I've ever seen it, obviously joking, but this is going to actually is going to benefit Toro, because now risk involved in making up its stop for the inters, and they have to go for the inters, because if this race is going to get worse, and it also does the opposite of benefit the Red Bulls, because they're going to have to come in together. Boaty now up into P3, momentarily, but he's going to have to come in actually, never mind. So yeah, he's going to go straight back to 4th place, but Boaty's gone to the hard tyres. Tiaz is the only one who's gone to inters. The top guys have all stayed on the dry tyres. They've just changed onto a brand new set of dry tyres.
There we go, and maybe the intermediate tyres are not looking strong, but now they're all going to regap with the safety car. Toro will still lead us now, with Kevin Van Dijk waiting behind the constructors, working in favour still for Red Bull. But at the moment, Tiaz Korsman has just made the biggest mistake of putting himself onto the intermediate tyres when it's really not wet enough. The rain is coming down, but it's not coming down heavily enough for these drivers there, and it seems to be one of the Alpines has managed to run off ahead as well. I think, I don't know which one. It would say Daisy is going to try and run off at the back. So we'll see what we can do. 10-second time penalty as well. Yoshi, down to you in the pit lane. All these drivers are swarming in, aren't they?
Yeah, most of those are going on to intermediates. It's not intermediates because we saw Ruben's crash. That pretty much tells me, or tells you, like you said, it might be true, because the top 2 on intermediates. Daisy on hard, Boaty's on hard, everyone's on hard apart from third. But yeah, most drivers are on inter, so some drivers got different thoughts. But this is actually playing to Boaty's hand. Like I said, he wanted to wait for this, but the rain is starting to get heavier. Did the front runners go on the wrong tyre after all?
Well, there we go. Let's see what him, because Tiaz Korsman may be just getting a bit excited in the car, because this rain is really starting to get a tad heavier. And well, spray's not kicking up anytime yet, but we can kind of see a dry line already being formed from these drivers as well. So it'll be really interesting to see what they can do. But so far we're on safety car conditions, and that's the time for us to do the advertisements here of VDRL. So if you would like to join us in the comments box, if you would like to be one of the drivers on the grid, or you would just like to be, well, there's plenty of other roles, a moderator for our channels, or would you like to be a race steward, please come along and join our Discord server. We have got plenty of other links as well: Discord, YouTube, Instagram, X, and also TikTok as well. So do drop us a follow, and if you are new here, definitely drop us a follow on YouTube and watch all previous races. You'll be hearing us wonderful commentators' voices commentating, to being brought to you guys every Friday, depending on what time zone you are, 6 p.m. UK time, but around 7 p.m. Eastern time, or Eastern Europe, or Europe time, should just say that. Let's just say that. So yeah, please do feel free to subscribe, or if you just want to be here for the fun, join our communications channel. We are a very friendly community and very happy to welcome you guys in. But Nedzo, you know what I'm talking about now. Now we're under our safety car conditions. We like to have our little chats, don't we? And it's usually the question. Where's the ice creams? Now, what we did in Australia, what I did in Australia was your favourite animal. Now we're in Miami. Well, do you know many American football teams?
No, I don't, because I'm not homosexual. Well,
No. I see your point. Well, okay. What should we go for then? What should the question be?
NASCAR team.
Here we go. Yeah, I'm sure Nedza would love to start us off.
Well, my favourite NASCAR team. I don't really have one, to be fair. But there are some good ones. There are some good ones to choose from. There's Hendrick Motorsport. There's Joe Gibbs Racing. There's Trackhouse Racing 2311. There's Rick Ware Racing, if you like.
Is there Napa, isn't it?
What do you say?
Napa is, aren't they?
There is a car sponsored by Napa, but there is not a team sponsored by Napa. This is weird. In NASCAR, the different drivers and different drivers from the same team have different liveries and different sponsors.
Yoshi, do you have any favourite drivers?
I don't watch NASCAR at all. I'm more of an IndyCar.
Neither do I. So I'm on the same page.
If American sport, IndyCar would be the sport I choose.
I don't know.
Do you know IndyCar much?
Well, yeah. Well,
You should go then.
well, the thing is, I'd like to on a bucket list. I'd like to see like the Daytona 500. You know, I think it's an experience at the end of the day. Even though they're doing literal circles left-hand turn, not like F1 where it's left and right. It's just a left turn. Is it 500 miles or 500 laps?
Daytona and Indy are both 500 miles.
Miles.
Daytona they'll be doing on average about 210 miles an hour. IndyCar they'll be doing around 230. Well, that's not as fast. They were during the early 2000s. Those cars could reach on certain tracks top speeds of about 260 miles an hour.
Really?
Well, there we go. The Nedzo's fun fact of the day. There we go. Of the week. Of the week.
Yeah.
Well, we'll keep that up, definitely. We like our little Nedzo facts.
I was put in the chat Miami Dolphins for
the American
team or something.
I mean, there's always dolphins on the track with the wet weather on.
Well, I'm sure we're not far away from that, that's for sure. As the rain really is starting to kick down, you can see that dry line forming a bit more as well now. Yoshi, has Tiaz played the right strategy?
I don't know, because some drivers are still on the dry tyres, but some drivers are on the intermediates.
So here we go now. We are set as the safety guard brings us in, and now Toro is going to start us off, really holding up that pack now from all the way down to P12 are all intermediate tyres. So let's see who's done the right strategy. But Toro, that is a very, very slow start, Nedzo, isn't it?
Yeah, but he's allowed to do it. He's keeping a constant speed. He's letting the guys at the back actually ironically catch up. I'm not sure that's his exact plan, but he's now letting these people catch up. People are getting collision penalties at the back, but that's not his fault. As he's keeping a constant speed, he takes the wide line. He's going to try and get the best grip off the corner and go. He is gone off this restart. Not Nathan losing positions, but Toro has managed to get a great restart. Let's see where Tiaz goes. Tiaz is not looking bad, so those tyres could still be the right ones to film. We don't know just yet as we come filtering through turn one. No one's making, actually no, there's a Ferrari making a side there. Those are the two Ferrari teammates of Pim Shooter and not Nathan. There's going to be contact there, but that is Pim Shooter making his way through into the top 10 position there. And Tiaz, those tyres aren't looking too bad. Actually, no, they are looking bad. He's consistently losing quite a bit of time, so he's on the wrong tyres, unfortunately for him.
So the strategy is not for Tiaz Courseman, and the front two are really going to try and pull away now. So Tiaz may be dropping back further and further, really missing out a bit more in his championship hopes a bit more, but he's still in the lead. Anyway, stay daily onto the back of Tiaz Courseman. We've got a yellow flag further back. I know it's not. I think it's just a glitch. Anyway, yeah, phantom flag. Yeah, stay Daisy really over the back of Tiaz. Now those Ferraris were really fighting Pim Shooter and also not Nathan. We're both at it, but I think they've stopped it now as they've got both of the Alpine, not the sorry, the kick Sauber in front of them. So we'll see what they can do as well. But Kevin Van Dijk really trying to catch up to Toro, but he is 0.7 well, he's around 0.7 away from him, so still not going to catch up. Osman and ACM having a bit of a turn of the, and also Botti once again. The man gets down a bit, and Daisy, sorry, really losing that a bit more. But here we go. Botti is back, ladies and gentlemen, and Nedzo, he is eager to get back up to the top once again, isn't he?
I mean, he is. I mean, I wonder how he's going to react when he's got Tiaz in one of his braking zones. He's going to send it as Remus is into the... Not exactly sure why he's doing that. He might be on a 2-stop, to be fair, because he came into those hard tyres so early. He might be going for a genuine stop. But that has basically killed any chance that he has of a good result because of his loss of track position. But now Botti has got so much better grip than Tiaz through this long left-hander. He's going to get the best run off, and hopefully for his sake, at least, an overtake down in towards the hairpin. But Tiaz is going to be well aware of the threat from behind. He's going to have the DRS though, Botti, and that is Kevin on Toro for the lead. Never mind that battle. No, let's go for the battle for the lead, and that's Kevin up into P1. But is Toro going to get the under and over move on him? No, he doesn't. Botti did get past Tiaz, and well, we'll see if he can catch the leaders. I mean, at the moment, I mean, those mediums are going to be faster, especially considering we're in these cold, greasy conditions. But by the end of a race, especially if it dries up, I think that Botti will have the advantage. He will have the upper hand. But with the DRS, I mean, with the DRS as well, these two could easily just pull away from the behind if they decide to just leapfrog each other like this. That's Toro going past Kevin. And they're fighting side by side into the hairpin. Kevin eventually backs out of that one. This is going to get feisty, and this is going to get interesting.
It definitely will. Now let's see what Toro can do. He's slowly pulling away more and more now. Kevin Van Dijk really going to try and catch up to him once again after making that move. But let's keep an eye on Botti as well. Botti is really going to join in this fight anytime soon. The hard combined tires, as you say, the medium is maybe quicker at the moment, but the hard on Botti, because they're fresh, maybe working just a bit better, and see if that gap keeps dropping, and it is quite a bit now. But Kevin Van Dijk still got a bit of a gap now after missing out on that dive getting dive bombed by Toro. So they've just got a bit more of a gap between those two. Remus and Genesis both fighting as well for the backs. You see them switching positions quite a lot. Bim Shooter, 13.0. So the medium compound tyres are definitely the quicker tyres. But looking like Toro's pulling away more and more and more. But the DRS is coming in handy for Kevin. But it's still not going to be enough. We may see a move down the back straight, possibly. But that'll be the interesting part on whether he will make that move or not. But Kevin Van Dijk is all over the back of Toro now. He's caught up to him after that DRS opportunity. The rain starts to fall a bit harder than it did before, actually. So Tiaz may have a slot, but it still not isn't enough for him at all. But Kevin Van Dijk is on the back of Toro this time, coming down the back straight. And let's see what he can do. DRS will be active now. Well, now, there we go. He now comes down to the last corner, the last braking zone, and here he comes. Will it be enough for him to get that move done? No, it won't. And Toro still stays ahead. Pim Shooter, after getting the fastest lap, decides to put himself up to the lead of the race as well. So what a stint from him as well. Ned, so that was incredible. That must be in like a rocket ship.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you're being sarcastic, but yeah, that was a game glitch. From the fastest lap time you saw was a 13.0. Yeah, or whatever it was, a 10.0. He literally has, he's gone faster by an absolute country mile. So that is, I mean, obviously the game is not glitched, but we saw it come up, and it was not the time we wanted it to be. Yellow flags further behind. I don't know what it is, but yeah. That shouldn't affect the battle for the lead, and he will probably get moved back real position at the end of the race. But yeah, no, he's not actually in first.
Don't worry, I was being sarcastic. I knew he was going to be first. But the game obviously not coming in as handy. Tiaz Korsman got the DRS this Simon Botti, but look at that gap. It's just too far away for him to even get a sniff of an overtake. Kevin Van Dijk is really going to try and catch up to Toro there, coming down.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah, mayonnaise there if he's going to try and catch up to mayonnaise. But Lucek is all over the back of Vastas now, so this is interesting to see what he can do as well. Is this a Miami livery that the Haas have got on at the moment?
It looks like the livery they used in Suzuka, actually. You can get it from the in-game if you do some in-game objectives. I think I did do that because obviously Ollie Behrman, and Ollie Behrman's the greatest racing driver of all time.
And that will be a discussion held at another time, definitely. as there's a lot of things to talk about.
Wow.
But now Serban is going to try and look on Froby as well now, so let's see what he can do. Trying to go around the outside this time, but no, just go to the door. Bit of oversteer as well. Now both on the intermediate tyres again, want to remember, so keep an eye on them as well, as it still rains, but no, it doesn't look like the track conditions are changing whatsoever. And it still looks to move down into turn 1. No, still just going to back out, and that move is coming in a bit. Yellow flag. What's this for? Was this Armin? I don't know how to pronounce it. Armin there in the Aston Martin missing out, and it's just the intermediate tyres, Yoshi. They're not working out well for these drivers, are they?
No, not really. But none of them is slightly changed. We did see pit stop from, well, Pimshire pitted on to a fresh set of mediums, but I'm not sure because Boaty is in DRS range of TS, but TS is also in DRS with Boaty, so yeah, I think Boaty went onto the wrong tyre, but the Alpine of Miklo is also on intermediate tyres, so I don't know what's going on with strategy, but it's not working out.
If you just heard that from Kevin Van Dijk, his rears were lighting up then, and you can see the conditions on the track are starting to get a bit worse now, Nedzo, aren't they? Because, well, these drivers are making a lot more errors than they did before, so may the intermediate tyres start to work?
Maybe they will. I mean, in these conditions, I'd actually argue that the would be the best, because the mediums usually would be, because they're softer tyres means you're going to do better in the rain, but they are more worn now than the hards are. And the hards are bedded in, they're up to temperature. So I think that the driver who's in the prime position here is actually Boaty. Unless the rain gets much more severe, Boaty's in the prime position, obviously. If it gets so much more severe, Tiaz is place. But if I was Taro and Kevin, I would be worried about Boaty, not just because Boaty will send a move on you from 100 metres back without thinking twice, but because he's also might be on the better tyres.
Well, that's the other interesting bit, and we'd like to see what Boaty can do after having such a good start to the race, and then just slacked off a bit after the medium tyres just running out on him. But a little preview of the race. Well, he is definitely gaining at this point. He's looking for a move as well. Going to send it there. Almost going round, going over the curb as well. Master has got 10 second time, but I'm speeding the pit lane. But besides that, Boaty has joined in this pack now. He's come out of nowhere and is now going to try and join in with these three. It's a battle for the lead. If you have joined in, Pim Shooter is not our leader at the moment. It's just a glitch in the game. But now look at this. Tiaz Korsman's also joined in as well. So maybe those intermediate tyres have been playing a bit handy. But as you're saying, oh, the yellow flag's coming out again for an Alpine, it's looking like. But looking forward, is it? No, I think it's all good now. Anyway, Toro is still leading us at the moment, and Kevin Van Dijk sent a launch there, which really clearly wasn't going to work out, and really shouldn't have done, because he could have just stayed behind and done a better move. But Boaty has now joined in the pack, and let's see what he can do on the second place in the championship as well. So Boaty sends it as well, going almost into the side of him as well. Overtakes him, no. 3 seconds time penalty, and really affected him there because he lost to Tiaz Korsman as well. And that's a big shame from him there because he almost took both of them out there. Tiaz Korsman is fighting with his teammate, and we've seen this before, but it's always ending in tears for Tiaz Korsman after going straight off. Now it's a slow Boaty there. Once again, no front wing damage, I don't believe, from him, but I think it's the intermediate tyres are starting to kick in now. I think the track's getting wetter and wetter and wetter, Nedzo.
I don't know what he was trying, to be frankly honest, at that turn 1 corner, because he cut the corner by a country mile. But like, if he just cleaned up his act and learned when to send dive on, he'd be a deadly driver. But otherwise, if he knew something, he'd actually be deadly. But I guess he doesn't. And now Tiaz is being held up by his teammate Kevin. I think those intermediates are going to be better, because even on the outside line, the outside never faster through that corner, but he's managed to make the overtake. So yeah, I think the Inters are now the faster tyre, and Boaty doesn't know how to handle that because he's such an aggressive driver who tries to find a limit a bit too much, and he gets another 3 second time penalty. But that's Tiaz past Toro. He's driving past these drivers like they're not even, they're like in zero AI. So I think that the Inters are definitely the best tyre at this point.
Toro's really trying this time, but with this grip, it's just not working out well for him. He's only got about 4 laps left, so he's just going to have to try and nurse the car home with this. But he's got obviously the driver behind. It's Kevin Van Dijk as well. So let's keep Vastas as well. If he manages to move himself up, both team 10-second time penalty as well. Now Yoshi, he's going to be moving on to the Inters, isn't he?
I'm just going to look at it. The rain is starting to get heavier. He goes on to his intermediates. Looks like he's prepping for the for the RB team. Yellow flag in the first second, one of the aftermine's gone off. But yeah, it's too late to change to intermediates. Toro's going to hold on for second place. So the intermediates are playing it, but they've been on this time for 10 laps. The intermediates could fall off soon.
So Tiaz Korsman off the safety car restart. We knew that gamble was going to work out well. Now Aiden there is holding up the Red Bull, but really he could just go through him at that point. He won't even bother look at that, just go straight through there. As realistic as it gets. Now, Toro, well, we're waiting for this DRS to be inactive soon, which I'm sure isn't far away. But for some reason, that Aston Martin's on the soft compound tyres. No wonder why he spun into turn one. Now, let's see what Kevin Van Dijk can do if he can catch up to Toro. That gap is slowly closing, but Neto, oh, look at that, lighting up the rears there completely. But Neto, that gap between Toro and Tiaz is not coming down at all.
It's looking insurmountable. I wouldn't say, by the way, to Yoshi that Boaty going on to a set of Inters now is necessarily the wrong decision, because if it does get really tipping it down in the last couple of laps, that could be the best decision. Like, for example, it'd be like Belgium 2008. In Belgium, in Spa in 2008, Alonso pitted going on to the final lap, and he maintained his position. Because at the time, because it got so much wetter on that final lap, he gained about 20 seconds on the rest of the drivers. So I think it's never too late to switch onto intermediate tyres, in my opinion.
No, yeah, he is getting back out a lot. Yeah, but let's see. I mean, I get what you're saying, but they're not paying.
Yeah, that's the other bit. Let's keep an eye on Boaty as well. Look, he's already making a move on Altman already on the Mercedes. Going around the outside into turn one, nice and easy there, sliding a bit more. But as we were watching, State Daisy, the hard compound tyre, seems to be working just almost close to the intermediates, but the intermediates obviously the quicker tyre at the moment. Serban looking for a move, almost saying on not Natan there, and Natan's going to try and defend as much as he can, but it's the Inters versus the Inters. I thought it was the drive. Anyway, down the side. Just holding first, yeah, there we go. But look at this, Kevin Van Dijk is fighting with State Daisy. State Daisy gets by into third position now, as I'm shocked Pim Shooter has not. I don't know why it's doing that. Anyway, State Daisy still trying to push his way up to the top of the tables. Definitely catching up to, well, we'll keep an eye if he catches up to Toro. And I'm sure it's already gone down by a 10th already, so something's definitely going on with those two. Now, Serban on to the back of Nathan. I believe he got by him, didn't he, out that bit? Obviously, Nathan managed to get back past him again somehow, maybe with a DRS opportunity. Now here we go again, down the back straight. DRS will be used, well, it'll be quite handy for these guys. Here comes now. DRS active now. There we go. And let's see what he can do. Can he dive down onto the last braking zone here? And, oh, he's coming the inside line. Goes to the outside line this time. Will it be enough? Go for a switcheroo there. And no, look at this. Boaty's joined in as well. Boaty for the inside line. Side by side with Serban now. Will he make the move? He's not going to do one car. He's going to do two cars now. And Boaty up to P7. Now, what an awesome overtake that was. And yeah, I'm starting to regret saying that those tyres were wrong, because he's really flying with them now. But Froby missing out on obviously a 13 lap all tyres, but not Natan. Nedo's just dropping.
Yeah, I think I know why. It might be a puncture, but I think I know why Boaty is doing so well in these conditions. He's got the word boat in his name, and it's wet. Of course, he's going to do well in wet conditions.
That is true. I have to admit that's we're going to work out quite well for him. And let's see what he can do if he manages to get up. But not Nathan, it's DNF there. And I can only imagine, well, if that was that a puncture or something like that. Now, there can't be a safety car with only it's about 2 laps left to race. So there's no. So it's just going to be yellow flag and continuing along. Kevin Van Dijk going to try and set to go after State Daisy in the medium compound tyres, but 12 lap holds are never going to play in favour. State Daisy brought the gap down to a 1.2 seconds now, and now who's this? Froby and Osman both at it together as well. Froby has got the older tyres as well, so the fact he's all over the back of him, showing pure driver skill. Now let's see what he can do down the back straight. You'll watch probably Osman pulling away, yeah, and he does there. So great pull away from him there. But will it be enough with his DRS opportunity? It's not been disabled yet, so it's still not that bad. Now, Tiaz Korsman has obviously started lap 28 now. Well, I don't know if it's going on from Pim or if it's going on from Tiaz. Actually, I don't know. So, okay.
Kevin's fun. Kevin's fun.
Oh,
there
wow.
we go.
Right.
Kevin Van Dijk has gone round. Who's in P5, so he's obviously missed out from stage daisy. Not lost a position though, thankfully, because the driver behind is 13 seconds behind. But there we go. The old medium tyres are literally like driving on ice. It is awful for those guys. And let's see what Toro can do, because look at that gap. It's a 0.9 gap now, and Toro's under great pressure for just P3 in this race. And it's really exciting to see what's going to happen between these two. But Stage Daisy may get the opportunity to catch up more and more, because his hard compound tyres may just be working even better this time. But here he comes now. Oh, it's going to be, well, quite close between these two. And Nezo really, oh, look at that, smashing into the barrier as well. Oh, no, he's done it. And that is Stage Daisy, who's just taken off his front left. And now that's going to affect. And Kevin Van Dijk goes through. And oh my God, that was not expected at all. Stage Daisy will be pushing his wheel, because that was just sheerly annoying from him.
That was a stupid mistake. That was an error of all amazing qualifications. I don't know how he's done that so late on in the race as well. At slow speed, nothing doing. Meanwhile, Boaty is going to make his way up into 5th place. He won't keep the position because of his insane amount of penalties. But he's shown today that he can mix it with the top guys if he's just on his own. When he's fighting with other people, he turns into a maniac. It's just when he's on his own, he's a fantastic driver. He's up into 5th place, and I would guarantee that he's a fastest driver on the track by a country mile at the moment. Like, if we were to go to the race director, I guarantee that he'd be faster than even Tiaz, I'd assume.
Yeah, he definitely. Yeah, I can definitely see that as well. Tiaz is obviously still our leader at the moment, with Pim Shooter having a bit of a glitch and moving his way up to the top. But Tiaz Korsman has played the right strategy after that. Well, with this safety car, from sadly Ruben crashing after being on the wrong tyres and just going around yellow flag sector 1. Not sure what that's for. Probably a spinning Aston Martin, maybe a Haas. And may I guess, is it Master AUF? Possibly. But Tiaz Korsman now is going to come. He's only got a few corners left. He's only got one sector left to go as well. He has done so well this race. He had a bit of an off, and he's had a few moments going off, almost taking out his teammate. But this time he's going to bring himself back up for victory. Pim Shooter somehow wins on track. But Tiaz Korsman, our real winner over here, is now going to come up to the last braking zone. And let's see what he can do as well. Remus, there's a big instant there. And that's who was that? Frobian's off there. But Tiaz Korsman now comes through up to the last corner, flat out. Well, really losing those rears as well. But flat out, here he comes now. Tiaz Korsman wins here in the Miami Grand Prix for season 10 of VDRL. And Toro will bring it home just about, possibly in second, if he can just manage to get out of here. Look at that, sliding those rears all the way. And Toro is going to come up to the line now. He is going to come second place here in Miami after missing out of the strategies as well. Kevin Van Dijk, a man who spun round sadly, has still come back for P3, so still not bad from him. Boaty, the driver of the day in my eyes, has obviously P6 now, and I think he will stay P6. Yeah, no, he's not P7, he will drop to. There, 8 he has gone to now, just on those 16-second time penalties, so it's just not working out well for him. Remus now comes across, his teammate comes across, and that's P10 for him there. Sorry, P9 for him there. Or P8, should we say, as it's all got confusing from this driver. But Nedzo, that was a tense race towards the end.
I genuinely maybe Boaty hadn't gone for that stupid move into turn 1 on for the lead, then he could have been in for a good shot. Because even especially if he had not sped into the pit lane, not got that stupid move, he'd been 13 seconds up the road. And I don't know how much that would have got him, but it would have got him a lot higher.
It definitely would have got him a lot higher. Well, and obviously that's for us. Oh,
I was going to say, I want to know what the difference was between guys like Toro and Kevin on the last lap and Boaty. Just the lap time difference. It'll be like 10 seconds, I guarantee, or more.
2 seconds.
It'll be something crazy, wouldn't it? As we now move on to the classification, so our driver winner today, Tiaz Korsman, once again, bringing himself further up to the top of the tables, as well as the Ferrari somehow gets up to the top. But our race winner is Tiaz Korsman. Our driver of the day goes to Pim Shooter as well, somehow. And the most
overtakes.
most overtake as well. But there we go. Tiaz Korsman is our winner here. Toro finishes second place. Third goes to Kevin Van Dijk. Fourth, that's fifth. Serban sixth. Osman seventh. Boti, which is a shame after missing out from a few penalties. Eighth goes to Rebus. Ninth goes to Lucek. 10th goes to Janison, running out the top 10. 11th goes to Froby. 12th goes to ACM, 30th goes to Mick, 14th Stayed Daisy, Stayed Daisy after really disappointing crash towards the end. 15th goes to Amin, P16 goes to Master, P17 Nathan, P18 also sadly goes to Ruben Hutchas. And I don't know where Pim Shooter would have finished, possibly towards the back, sadly. But Ruben Hutchas, which is a shame, missing out on at least. I don't know if he was maybe up for a shot. Well, actually, yeah, he would have been if he stayed on those inters. He could have been up for a shot on the intermediate tires for the podium.
Yeah, that's a shame for him. But I guess we'll never know what ifs, lots of maybes, and that's another poor. What we do know is that is another poor again for the time champion.
So do not go anywhere, because we have now got our interviews coming up with the winning drivers. So stay tuned, as we'll be over there now. Right, so after an intense race we've had, we are going to join ourselves a P3 there. Kevin Van Dijk. That was interesting, that race, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think Tormi had the wrong tires in the end. Because Diaz on the last 5 laps, he gained a lot with the inters and the mediums. I had no traction. I spun 2 times and I also broke my front wing. So I'm actually happy that I still managed to finish P3. And the quality was a real shit show, because I went wide in the fast high-speed corners in the first sector, and I lost like 5-6 tenths there. So yeah, I mean, my PB was a 25-1, so I could easily have got pole, but yeah, I messed up.
Well, obviously, I was going to go into qualifying. It's very tense towards the end of it between you and Toro. And then Boti obviously coming in out of nowhere, getting the absolute story lap time. I mean, were you expecting him from his pace from Canada last weekend?
You mean Diaz?
No, Boti when he came up into pole position.
Wait, what did you say? Can you say it again?
So for the when did you expect Boti to come up into pole position?
Not really. But I know I messed up, and I think the quali was really close between everyone, because I think I was like P6 in quali, I think.
Yes, I think it's something around there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Yeah, that was by far my worst quali in a long time. But I mean, he's fast. He was also fast in the beginning in the race. And then I think he did a move on someone and dropped back because of he outbraked himself, I think.
Yes, he definitely did. And well, Nezo, any questions from you?
I don't think so. Actually, no, I do. What are you thinking of this result and its championship permutations?
To be honest, I wanted to gain points on Tios this race, but I completely messed up quali and also the strategy. So it's not looking good, but I'm still within 1 race win, I think, of Tios, the only person, I think. So yeah, I'm gonna try my best next race to win it.
Yoshi, any questions from you?
Not much, because, well, I was going to ask, but the question's been asked already. But the weather condition, like was it like you're on the dry tire? Did you want to go on intermediates at all during the end? Like, would you do you want to stay on the mediums or go intermediates?
After the safety car, not, because the grip was still good. But then, 3, 4, 5 laps into the last stint, we had no grip. Toro, me, nobody had grip on the slick tires. The inters were definitely faster. Like I said, I spun 2 times, so there was no grip. Maybe also my setup, but yeah, I had no grip.
Well, I believe that's all of it there. So, Toro, over to you now. So, a really good race from you as well, but it must have been getting tense towards the end when State Daisy was catching up to you pretty quickly.
I mean, I don't know if that was a good race, to be honest. Yeah, P2 is good, but yeah, I think I could get more from it. I mean, I was leading from like most of the race, but the safety car came in because I think Ruben crashed, and yeah, I think even if the State Daisy would overtake me, then I would be ahead of him anyways because he had 10 seconds. So yeah, I had P2 100% secured.
Well, obviously that was a great race from you as well, and a shame we didn't get the win after begging for you to get it in the general chat as well. So I'm utterly disappointed, Toro. I'm sorry to say. But Nedzo, any questions from you?
I don't think so.
Yoshi.
Not much, no.
So sadly, Toro is
One question.
Toro is the one-man band today. So well done today, Toro, for P2. Now we go to our race winner, Tiaz. Right, well, that strategy paid off, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. I didn't expect it to because it just looked like it wasn't gonna stay the same forever. But yeah, for some magical reason, the grip just went away for everyone on the mediums. I don't understand why visually the track was the same, but yeah, it happened to be in my favor.
I mean, your hopes must have been dropping quite a bit as well when you just saw after the safety car restart, Kevin and also Toro just absolutely pulling away. So it must have been a bit different when you finally got the grip and were doing moves around the outside of people.
Yeah, it was pretty good when Boaty overtook me because I was able to stay with him. I think mostly because of my high downforce setup that really helped in the low grip conditions. And he basically dragged me to Turo and Kevin, and I feel like when I overtook them, we were pretty equal on grip, but Boaty just at the moment and tapped Kevin, so there was one position for free, and then I could just snowball and get P1, and from there the grip went away for them.
Well, any questions from Nedzo up there?
What are your opinions on Boaty's racecraft?
Nah. I mean, like I would flame him for missing his braking points or whatnot, but I did like the same thing 3 times this race as well, so I'm not gonna bother saying anything, mate.
Okay, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Championship permutations. You've won another race and you've got an even bigger gap in the drivers' championship. How do you feel?
Yeah, it feels pretty good, mate. I think I'll be fine.
The
Okay.
confident man. The confident man. Yoshi, any questions from you?
Yes. When the rain started to come in, we saw you went on intermediate, and then I was kind of thinking like, oh, did you go too early? Did you go too late? Like did you you went on intermediates? Like, was it your plan to go on intermediates? Because it worked out at the end, but like, was you thinking like, yeah, dry's gonna be better, intermediates gonna be better? Because we saw you went on intermediates a bit early when the rain started.
So I figured it was too early to pit, but a safety car is just a big opportunity, and I was hoping it would start raining harder or the track would get wet before I lost a pit stop of time. But
Yeah.
I did expect it to be too soon.
Well, high risk and it paid off. Well done.
So I think that's pretty much all the questions today, and I think that's all the racing action as well today. So thank you all so much for joining us here, and we will be back at the British Grand Prix Silverstone, mine and Nedzo's favourite Grand Prix, definitely, with all the beautiful weather we bring as well. So until next Friday, we will see you then. But I hope you all have a great night, and yeah, we will see you next Friday. So see you later.